I'm born, bred, and buttered right here in the village of Harlem.
As a native New Yorker and restaurant owner, Melba Wilson has seen changes in her hometown.
Just on this block, that one closed, that one closed, that one closed.
But nothing like this.
What a lot of people don't realize, when a restaurant closes down, it's not just a physical location. The restaurant industry in this country is the second largest private employer. It is a layered effect, and it is devastating.
The devastation on the food industry stretches from coast to coast. Since the pandemic started, 1 in 6 restaurants in the U.S. permanently closed. As coronavirus cases climb, local governments are again flirting with shutdown orders. Los Angeles County in California recently closed outdoor dining after banning indoor seating in the spring.
The entire industry is collapsing.
Michigan and Pennsylvania are among the states to close indoor dining temporarily. And in New York City, where infection rates are going up but still remain among the lowest in the country, indoor dining is now off the table.
You put the CDC caution on indoor dining together with the rate of transmission and the density and the crowding, that is a bad situation.
Restaurants here are back to where they were in the spring. This time, the news comes ahead of the coldest months of the year.
I don't see a way for us to survive, and that's heart-wrenching. When you poured your life, your heart, and your soul, and my entire savings into opening something that I believe in.
The industry has pushed for relief since March. PPP money helped keep some employees on payroll, but without more relief from Congress, more layoffs.
To have to call the 19 employees that we have left 2 weeks before Christmas and to have to let them go is, I don't know that I can do it.
And more closures are inevitable. There is real frustration aimed at elected officials who are stalling.
To hear that these people can say that, okay, we should close the whole city down. Oh, that's great. You're still going to get your paycheck, but we're not. My staff is not. Their families are going to suffer.
After 25 years in business, Sam Barbieri was poised to retire next year. That's now on hold, and he could lose his business.
I think the new administration, everybody's going to get along a little bit better, and that's all we can hope for.
For Wilson, her weekly walks in Harlem now lead her here to a statue of Frederick Douglass, a place for reflection and where she keeps hope.
I look at him and I say, he got through it. And if he got through it, so can I.
Because most people just take it, unfortunately. Most business owners just take it. They literally see their livelihoods being stripped from them. A lot of these individuals are seeing their livelihoods being literally ripped away from them. And I've shown in numerous videos, as much as people want to talk about the spread and cases, I have shown video after video after video of many of the reports from different news outlets that have talked in depthly about the high number of false rates. Just right here by me, there are at least 4 or 5 of these different facilities that are just swabbing tens of hundreds of people probably every single day within the city. And there's such a high false positive rate because many of these individuals don't even have symptoms, and they don't have symptoms because they're not sick. You hear often of these asymptomatic spreaders. It doesn't really exist unless you're actually out there testing people's blood to actually see if they actually have the virus. If you're just relying on a swab, the swab takes a tiny speck of whatever is inside of your nose and it magnifies it 10-fold, 40-fold until and of course, and if it picks it up, if the machine basically picks up that particle, oh, you've tested positive. Doesn't mean that you're infectious. There are numerous bacteria that live inside the body. People come in contact with viruses, the common cold, the flu, etc. all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that you develop enough of a viral load to actually become sick and become infectious. And for people who think, well, if I just take the vaccine, like, this is all going to go away, right? Do you imagine if you have too many people who don't want to take it because they're skeptics? I'm going to wait and see. Do you think that the those individuals who are in charge are not going to point to those individuals and be like, look, see, they didn't, we're at, we need 75%. We're only at 74%. So we're going to shut everything down. What happens when the virus mutates, right? Like the flu, right? It's not the same flu strain every year. What's going to happen then? We're going to go through this shit all over again? When are people going to get it through their heads that this shit is fake? I mean, you look at the flu vaccine, right? You look at the flu vaccine. It's like 50% effectiveness. And the flu vaccine has been around for how long, right? You look at the flu vaccine. In terms of the effectiveness of the flu, it's literally a crap shot. It's 50% that it works and 50% that it doesn't. Let's look it up over here. Right? Flu shot efficacy, right? 45% in strains A and B. And in strains B and Victoria viruses, it's 50%. In terms of influenza A, it's 37%. And this shit been out here. How long has the flu vaccine been out here? You literally flip a coin. Shit, I still got the flu anyway. What are they gonna do when there's multiple strains? How many strains does the current vaccine work for? Are y'all literally gonna let this go into next year and people not stand up for their rights to work, to provide for themselves? Literally what is going on. If all you're gonna do is, if all these businesses are gonna go out of business, they're gonna eventually become indebted to the government. They're gonna be sitting here like, hoping, please give me a stimulus check, and they're just gonna sit there playing games with your lives. When will people wake up and do something?